Hello my dear students, welcome to the MS Science Academy. Myself Meenu Srivastav, and today we are going to discuss about the transmission electron microscopy. In the recent last lecture I have discussed about the scanning electron microscopy, and today we are going to discuss about the transmission electron microscopy. The disadvantages of the SEM we have already discussed, and these disadvantages can be overcome with the help of transmission electron microscopy, or in the simple word we can say it's a TEM. TEM, it's a short form. Okay, now we are going to see that what kind of the sample preparation and the other things which are differ from the SEM as compared to the TEM. Now first of all, the sample which is prepared, which is very thin, because the electronic beam is passed through that sample, and the sample sectioning is less than 100 nanometer. I will use separate color pen so it's easy to visible. So here the sample sectioning, it's less than 100 nanometer, and with the help of ultra microtone apparatus we can do this. Okay, after the sectioning, this the sample we have to fix, and with the help of glutaraldehyde we have to fix. In the glutaraldehyde we have to keep the sample around 1 to 2 days, and after that we will dehydrate it, means we will wash this with the help after treatment with the glutaraldehyde we will treat it with the heavy metals like osmium and gold. These heavy metals can bind with the proteins of the sample. Now we will dehydrate with the help of ethanol, and after this we will treat it the polar solvents like propylene oxide. Here we can say the TEM, it's some difference with the SEM. Okay, so in between the lecture we will see why the SEM and what is the difference between SEM and TEM. Now the main part is the electron gun, as in the in the SEM also we have discussed that the main part is the electronic gun. Now just before going to start the main part, now the main thing is that we have to maintain the vacuum in the electron microscopy. Either it's a TEM or it's a SEM, because we have already discussed that the air particles can interrupt the electronic beam, so it is compulsorily to make or to maintain the vacuum. Here you can see one diagram which I have taken from the Google itself, that is the diagram of the TEM. In the TEM you have seen that one column, okay, one monitor, and that somewhat similar but have some differences as compared to the SEM. Okay, now we will discuss about the main part. Here the main part is the electron gun. Here the electron gun is the tungsten wire, okay, which act as a cathode, and with the help of the tungsten wire we will produce the electronic beam. Okay, and this electronic beam give the proper direction with the help of anode. Okay, the anode provide the proper particular direction. That proper particular direction is passed through the condenser lenses, or these are the magnetic lenses which condense the electronic beam towards the specimen. Okay, here the main or first difference come that here the sample or the specimen keep in between the apparatus, but in the SEM, as we have discussed, the sample or the specimen keep at the last stage. Okay, so here in the TEM the sample is kept on the sample or specimen stage in between the electronic beam, so the electron get transmitted, so that is why it's named as the TEM or transmission electron microscope. Okay, now we will discuss about what happened during the image formation. Here the condenser lens, or we can say the magnetic lens, condense the beam electron towards the specimen, and this condenser lens controls the intensity and the angular aperture also. Okay, means the electronic beam direction can be if you have seen in the SEM, the electronic beam moves towards each and every place of the object or the specimen. That is why, same as in the TEM, also the condenser lens move the electronic beam towards each and every point of the specimen or the sample. Here the main thing is the image producing system. The image producing system includes objective lens and the intermediate lens. The objective lens has the 1 to 5 millimeter focal length. Okay, here is not come at present here. The focal length of the objective lens is the 1 to 5 millimeter, and the image again here the projector lens again magnified the image. The projector lens we will discuss just after a just little bit movement, after the somewhat movement I will discuss, but I want to discuss before the projector lens that the elastic scattering and the inelastic scattering. In the TEM, the electronic beam which come as the primary electrons interact with the sample. Here the sample, if has when the electronic beam interact with the sample, it produces the scattering. And how it is scattering takes place, let's see. Here, if the electrons, suppose that these are the electronic shells. Okay, so in the primary electronic beam, the electrons in the specimen atom, the electrons are move. Okay, electrons are move and nucleus is just here. When the primary beam of electrons interact with the specimen or the sample, it can interact at the two stages or the two level. First, if the electronic beam interact with the electrons or the just nearby the nucleus, okay, means the electronic beam, the primary electronic beam can interact with the nucleus or the electrons. So in first case, if the electronic beam interact with the nucleus, so it gets some kind of attraction force because the nucleus is the positive charge. So here the nucleus attract the electrons and it causes some less scattering, because when it's just like that when you are going somewhere, but if someone wants to talk you that so you will get stuck there. So here same thing happen, the electrons when interact with the nucleus somewhat engaged the nucleus and the electrons has the less scattering, and this scattering is known as the elastic scattering. So the electron which interact with the nucleus causes the elastic scattering. Here now when the electron can interact with the outer shell electron, and means when the electron interact with the electron due to the same charges, negative charges, the repulsion is more, so the scattering is more. Here the scattering is less, but when electron interact with the electron, the scattering is more, and here it produce the inelastic scattering. Okay, so here the two types of the scattering are produced, so the elastic scattering and the inelastic scattering. The elastic scattering is due to the electron nucleus attraction, and the inelastic scattering due to the electronic interaction. And in the inelastic scattering, the scattering is more as compared to elastic scattering. Here the main thing is that these transmitted electrons projected towards the objective lenses. So here the electrons are transmitted, the primary electrons are transmitted from the sample. That is why it is known as the transmission electron microscopy. Here the objective lenses that control that or the projected these transmitted electronic beams towards the intermediate lens, and the intermediate lens projected these scattering images towards the projecting lenses. These projecting lenses control these projecting lenses magnified the image. Here, how the image is formed due to the scattering, I will discuss. Just take a just screenshot you will take, and afterwards I will start. Okay, you have taken now. Now, after the scattering, these transmitted electrons with the help of objective lens, intermediate lens and projecting lens, these electrons move towards the fluorescent screen. Here, when the electrons, suppose that here, if the scattering is more, if the scattering is more due to the if the scattering is more, okay, if the scattering is more को I have shown more is just like this diagram, this symbol, okay. So if the scattering is more, so scattering is more in the inelastic scattering. So if the scattering is more and less electrons interact, okay. So at that place, the less electrons if interact, then the image will be dark, okay. So thus at the sample or the specimen, if at the particular point the scattering is high, means if the scattering is high, so less electrons will approach towards the fluorescent image screen. So the image at the point image, it's dark. And if a scattering is less, so more electron reach and the image will be light. So keep in your mind that if the scattering is more, and the scattering is more due to the inelastic scattering, the less electron interact with the screen and the image will be formed as a dark image. And if the scattering is less due to the elastic scattering, the more electron will reach towards the fluorescent screen and the image will light, okay. So here, so these transmitted electrons can can behave in the form of that transmitted electrons, okay. So now we will discuss about the application, advantages and disadvantages part. Now we will discuss about the advantages, disadvantages and the application part. The main application is it has the more ultra structure study. We can do more and more ultra structure studies with the help of transmission electron microscopy. It can give the molecular level structures, or we can study them at the molecular level also. Here they provide the topographical, either the morphological or the crystalline information of a compound, of a element or the metal or non-metal compound, okay. So these are the applications, and the advantages are we can receive the 3D images for the more information, but the 3D images how we can receive it form a disadvantage. Now we will later on we will see, okay. Here the main advantage is the very much small or thin section we can require, okay. So no need to give the more specimen or more the sample, and the magnification and the resolution power is so much high. The main disadvantage is with the help of TEM we will receive the 2D image mainly, but when we want to receive the 3D image, we have to rotate the sample at each and every point, okay. So for this we have to take the hundreds of the images, and maybe these such more and more interaction of the electronic beam, the sample may be destroyed, okay. So this is the main disadvantage, that when we want to receive the 3D image, we have to take hundreds of the images, and it's a tedious task, because maybe sometimes the images is not the appropriate and not up to the mark. So it's a laborious process, and the sample preparation is also laborious process. Vacuum creation, it's a main another step which is comes under the disadvantages. And as I have told that the images are formed in the light and dark form, means the images in the white and black form, so we cannot receive the colored images. So I think I have discussed about the TEM. How you get the information, kindly let me know, and if you have any doubts, just write in the comment section. Otherwise, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.